Hello, welcome to another video of What's All This Then, where I give my first impressions of a game I've been playing, and lately it's been good old Ark Raiders, a PvE PvP extraction shooter. I have put about 20 hours into it so far. And this video would have come out earlier, but I can't stop playing it. It's just damn good. So yeah, I just want to kind of rant, want to talk about what I like, what I dislike about it. And yeah, I mean the graphics, they're okay. They're good. They're pretty good. There's some really cool effects, explosion, smoke. It's very nice. Okay, so if you guys want a TLDR, is this where, and this is coming from someone who's played this exclusively solo, because yes, I don't have any friends. Boohoo. I ain't got any friends to play this with, but I kind of do like to play these games solo anyway. So TLDR, if you're even interested in extraction shooters, you gotta play it. I guarantee you're going to have some fun with this. Even if you're not, I'd say if you can find one or two other friends to jump in with, I'd say for the price point this is at, it's damn good. I guarantee you're going to have some fun with this. So yeah, that's the TLDR. And I literally want to finish this video quick so I can jump back on it, because it's damn, I am addicted to this game. Right, so I guess my favorite thing about this game is proximity chat. Now, with these kind of games, you have to have proximity chat. It can take a kind of a mid game and make it amazing. Even if you're not one to be, that social on the mic. I mean, there are times where I don't even feel like talking on the microphone, but just hearing other players scream or shout out, don't shoot me, or I'm friendly, or it just makes for some hilarious moments. I've laughed my ass off plenty of times. I've raged at people who thought it was a good idea to tell me they're friendly and then right at the end shoot me in the back of the head. So yeah, that is by far my favorite thing. And I've only played two other extraction shooters. I dipped my toes into Tarkov before that game, in my opinion, just kind of got a bit naff. And then not that long ago, I did play some Arena Breakout, and I had a lot of fun with that game, but it didn't have proximity chat, which I missed. And the solo experience, once I eventually unlocked it, I had to party up with like randoms, and that did kind of make my experience a bit shit. The solo experience in that was bad. You could only play like one map, and it would rotate every so often. So if you wanted to like solo and do quests, you couldn't really do it. So that was a big letdown for me. And this game, like solo, it does a damn good job. As I said, I've played about 20 hours, and I've pretty much only been matched with other solo people. It's kind of funny because I have stumbled across, groups of 2, 3, even 4, and it felt like they were just random ass people that got together. Which is something you can do thanks to proximity chat, is you can team up with the entire map and be like, fuck these clankers, which is hilarious. Or, you got one guy being John Rambo and he's just trying to kill everyone on the map. So it is kind of hard to tell if I am going up against other duos or trios, because for the most part, I've just been running into solo people. So I feel like some of the groups I've been running into have just been random people. And I'd say for the most part, people have been pretty friendly. You do get, the occasional arsehole, that does portray it. But that's just part of the experience. And like I said, I think it makes the game even better than it is. And it's already a good, they've got a great foundation here. So just having that alone, it is great. You're going to see plenty of clips. I'm sure you've already seen plenty of clips of some funny stuff with that. The movement's actually, it's taken me a bit of a while to get used to it. But, it being third person as well, I'm used to playing first person shooters and stuff. Like Tarkov and Arena Breakout were first person. So it's taken me a while to kind of get used to it, but you get the hang of it pretty quick, and it feels good to kind of slide around and jump off stuff and negate fall damage by clinging onto something last minute. It's that's very fun. It does feel a little bit cheap to peek around corners in third person, especially as a solo player, because a lot of people love to just rat in a room. And you're like, oh, like he can just peek around that corner with no consequence. But unfortunately, that's just the nature of playing solo and third person. You can't really do much about that. But yeah, I love that. There's not much music in the game. Obviously, you don't really get any music in the game, but in the menus and stuff, there's some nice music there. I do like it. It's very kind of a little synth wavy, definitely right up my alley. I love how fast you get into a raid. There have been times where, say like Tarkov. Oh, Tarkov's a great example, really. You hit Q on there and you can literally go make yourself a fucking dinner. Take a shower, take a shit, and then bam, you're still in a queue. But for this, there have been times where I'm like, all right, I'm done, and I hit Q and I got in so fast. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I guess I'll do one more. So that is great. The AI, now for the most part, okay, the AI is good. They react bloody well. You shoot an AI from a fucking mile away and you're up some terrain, it will get your ass, okay? I do feel like the AI aggro is a little bit too strong. Now, I did dip into the beta, and there was a known bug where apparently they could actually see you through walls, which is not really great, is it? But they have fixed that, and I have noticed it is they were also just too tanky as well, like to just kill like a Hornet, or not a Hornet, I think the Hornet's the armored one, I think a regular Wasp, it was just like impossible, unless if you weren't running heavy ammo, you just couldn't kill one of those things. So they have nerfed some of them when it comes to HP and stuff, so you can kill them a lot easier, which is great. The aggro isn't as bad, but like I said, I do feel like it needs to be toned down a little bit. Like a good example is you're running through the map, all of a sudden you've aggroed like fucking 2 or 3 wasps, and you run into a building, and they will just hover around that building for what seems an eternity. Now, if you're trying to be a sneaky boy and you're in a room and there's 3 Hornets flying around you, you've just alerted like the whole map. And it's just nothing you could do about it. You got to shoot them, and there's not really... I've only come across like one silence weapon. It's kind of a shitty pistol. It doesn't feel that great, but either way, even with the AI just exploding around you, you're gonna alert like everyone to where you are. And I've had it a few times where I'm holed up in a room and I'm trying to shoot the AI outside. I kill a few of them, and then all of a sudden someone runs in the door behind me, shoots me in the back, and I'm dead. So that does feel a bit shitty, especially if you spawn and you run up, and it's not even your fault. All of a sudden you've aggroed some AI and you're fucked. I literally had one game where I run up from spawn, there was a Rocketeer, I think it's called, and it just 2-tapped me. I lost all my gear and that was it. So moments like that, they don't you know, it feels pretty shitty, especially if you're taking good gear in with you and you die to something like that, which feels pretty bad. But I do actually, if they could just tone down the tracking on it, that would be great. But the AI does seem really good though. The variety's cool. You got the little ticks, the little spider robots that crawl. They're mostly inside buildings and they'll fucking latch on you. You've got this like weird, like 4-5-legged, I don't know what it's called, like a leaper, I think. And if you shoot that from like 3 miles away, it will literally jump to you like straight away. It's really cool. They've got a good variety of enemies here. The maps as well. I do wish there were a few more, maybe 2 or 3 more. I think there is one that I haven't unlocked yet, which seems like it's like underground. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'd like a few more maps. But the maps you do have are good. Some good biomes there. You've got kind of a like a deserty kind of, you know, half the city's buried in sand, and you've got one which is more kind of countryside, like hilly. So yeah, there's some good variety there. I'd like to see some more weather effects, if I'm honest. Like, yeah, maybe some snow, maybe a snow map, heavy fog, stuff like that would be kind of cool. I think there are some conditions on some maps to where I did see one once where it was like, oh, if you play this map now, you get like lightning strikes everywhere, which is cool. I like that. So, you know, maybe I'm talking out my arse, and there is actually some decent weather effects there. You just have to get them at a certain time. But yeah, I think I covered the audio is very good. The gunshots, the explosions, all that stuff is very nice. Some of the augments you get, so it's what you bring in alongside your shield. At first I thought they were just, you know, kind of basic, like why would you not take a medium or heavy shield? But some of them have some, I've only just found out, have some cool passives. Like there was one I was rocking earlier where if my shield broke, it would like pop a smoke under me, which is like, as a solo player, that's like fantastic. Yeah, that's really good. And yeah, so I'm gonna rant about what I don't like, but make no mistake, like I love this game. I literally, I can't stop playing it. I'm bloody addicted to it. If I didn't have to go to work, I'd fucking play this all the time. So yeah, I really do like this game. They've got such a good foundation, and a lot of the stuff that I might kind of moan about, for the most part, is pretty much quality of life changes. And if they do fix some of these things, this is going to be like one of my favorite games I've played in quite a long time. So right, yeah, let's get into the stuff that I don't really like. The free kind of the battle pass mechanic, it looks like they're trying to do kind of a Helldivers thing where, you know, oh hey, you get this stuff for free and you just have to spend coins. You could do kind of quests in game and they give you these points and you can just kind of, you know, get stuff like that. But I don't know, there's stuff on there is like not great. I mean, obviously they want you to spend money, but I kind of don't like seeing these things in games I've already paid for. You know, I've paid like, what did it cost, like 30 something quid? I mean, I've already paid for the game. You know, give me a better fucking battle pass than what we got here. But I mean, it's there, it's technically free, so you know, it is what it is. The character creation at the start is absolutely dog shit. There's like fucking terrible face choices, terrible hair options, which, you know, isn't such a big deal. I mean, your character, I mean, most characters I've seen, you know, you're wearing a helmet, you're wearing goggles, you're wearing an outfit, so that doesn't really bother me that much, if I'm honest. But the customization you do have there is pretty lackluster. I've had some weird things like spawning in late to a raid, which I don't really understand. See, in Tarkov and Arena Breakout, you can play something called a scav, where they will just give you a random loadout. You don't have like a safe pocket, so stuff you can put inside your like normally 1 or 2 slots you can put inside your inventory, and even if you die, you'll take that back with you. And so if you scav in those games, the downside is you know you don't have a safe pocket, and you pretty much, yeah, I'm pretty sure like every time you will spawn late into a game, so a lot of stuff's already been picked. Most of the players are dead. Yeah, but in this game, you know, just going in as a scav or going in just as my regular loadout, I've spawned in at like 15 minutes, and I don't know why. I don't like that, because again, you know, most of the map has been picked clean. You know, a lot of people have already extracted and got out, so the loot pool of the map decreases. So yeah, I don't really like. I would understand if I was using a free loadout and it was chucking me in, you know, halfway through a raid, but on my regular loadout, it just, I don't know. That feels kind of whack to me. So I'm not sure what the reasoning is for that, to be honest. Maybe it's just to get people in the games quicker, but I think I would prefer to wait a little bit longer to get into the start of a raid, maybe. I don't know. I mean, they certainly have the player count. It's, last time I checked, was at 300 and something thousand players, so, and that's just on PC, you know. I'm sure plenty of people are playing it on console. Yeah, like I am going to reference Tarkov and Arena Breakout a lot, because obviously, you know, they're the only games I've played in this genre, and I would say especially Tarkov is, you know, probably the most popular out of all of those. Now, they have a mechanic in those games where the loot that you bring in kind of, you kind of get a score, right? So if you bring in like really good loot, really good guns, there's certain maps that you can't play. You know, kind of, you've got the kind of the beginner friendly maps where, you know, you're only allowed to bring in a certain amount under a certain value, if that makes sense. So you can't just run like your best gear on like the starting map, because that is like the map for the newbies, and this game doesn't really have that. I mean, I've played a lot of like the I think it's called Damn Battlegrounds. It's like the first map you get, right? And you know, I do a lot of free loadouts there. I do a lot of like basic kind of runs, and I have gone up against people that have medium and at one time a heavy shield, and it just feels like, you know, especially if you're just starting the game and you run into a guy like that as a solo player, you just have no fucking chance. It doesn't matter what you do, you're fucked. This guy's built like a tank, because, you know, this game works around shields. And in the other extraction games, it works on ammo. And even then, if you shoot someone in the face and they're not wearing a visor, or they're just, for whatever weird reason, they're not running a helmet, they're dead. But in this, it's a shield, so there's no weak point that you can kind of go after there. It'd be kind of cool if you could, like, because I think the shield, you can kind of see it on your back or like on your shoulder. It'd be kind of cool if you could like maybe shoot that and their shield just like instantly dies. Maybe, I don't know. But that does feel a bit unfair. So I don't know. It'd be nice to just have like maybe the starting map have a loot restriction on it. I'm not really sure how they would implement that, but that'd be kind of cool. I just thought it was a weird thing that they don't have. You know, you can get rolled over pretty fucking easy in this, so yeah, it doesn't feel good. I mean, I've wrote down like rat camping, but again, that's just any game really has rats in it, so there's nothing you can really do about that. Yeah, just the shield stuff in general. You know, you really can't do much against someone with a. You do kind of have a chance with a medium shield, but a heavy shield, it's like if you don't have like a ridiculously good gun, you're fucked. Like, you're literally fucked. So that is a bit naff. Only one secure contain slot at the start. Yeah, I don't like that. I'd like at least two. Two would be nice. I think in like Tarkov and Arena you get like 4. That's a small complaint, you know. It's not a huge deal, but I know there are some augments that give you, and like shield loadouts that give you, you know, more safe slots, which is cool. That kind of addresses my complaint, really. So yeah, that's just a little nitpick. I don't know about you guys, but I seem to fill up my inventory like really quickly. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, you know, it seems like everything is used to build stuff, and it's like I'm really, you know, unless it specifically says it's a valuable, I don't really know what I'm supposed to keep. You know, I mean, I'm doing my quests and I'm tracking stuff that I need, but I just, and I've even been going for just the specific ones that I've tracked, and I'm still just filling up my inventory every time. It just seems really quick. I've spent so much money, in-game money, on expanding my inventory, and it feels like 2 or 3 raids later, it's fucking filled up again. There is a merge button, so you can merge stuff that, you know, kind of collapses your inventory a bit. I don't know why it doesn't do that by default. That is a bit weird. Stamina. I think stamina in the game is quite a ball ache. I have just maxed out pretty much every upgrade you can get, you know, to have a bigger stamina bar, to make it so, you know, movement doesn't cost as much stamina, and I'm still seemingly running out of stamina so quickly. It feels like it is a bit too annoying with that there. I wrote this in all caps. I think the anvil, especially early game, is just fucking ridiculous. I got killed so many times by people with a fucking anvil, which is basically a Desert Eagle / sniper rifle that can hold like 8 rounds. So as soon as you get cracked with one of them, you're fucked. And even up close, you think, oh, just get up close to him. Well, first of all, it's got 8 shots, and if he's upgraded it, he can fire it quicker. And if they just hit you one time with like an anvil, and then they've got like a machine gun, like a kettle or a stinger or whatever, or not a stinger, I think it's called a stitch, you're dead. There's basically nothing you can do, especially if he gets the drop on you. Anvil, switch, machine gun, dead. Like, oh, alright, cool. Not really much counterplay you can do there. I mean, I've even seen some people do that with the Pharaoh, which is the, you know, the single shot. They kind of just do the same thing. Bam, poke, switch to submachine gun, bam, dead. Oh, nothing I can do. GG's, I guess. And like I said, I'm talking about kind of basic kits. I've only played like 20 hours, and half of that was getting confused by the damn UI. I don't know why, I just get confused with like crafting and switching between the different tabs, but that might just be me being fucking old, I guess. So I am mostly talking about kind of beginner to mid-level equipment. So these kind of nags might change the more I play, you know, the longer it goes on. We will see. It does say in the tooltips ammo is very scarce, but fuck me. Yeah, seem to be always crafting ammo. I very rarely find it in raid, and you know, it would be nice to find a few more guns in raid. You know, like oh shit, what's this? Oh, look, I haven't really found many guns so far, which is annoying. And yeah, just like I kind of would like to find a bit more ammo while looting. Would be nice. You seem to very reliably just find nothing but junk consistently, so maybe they could tweak that a little bit. I wish there was more silenced weapons, really. As I said, I did recently just loot a guy with a silenced sniper rifle, which I haven't got to play around with yet because I'm fucking scared of losing it. But the beginner kind of pistol you get, that's silenced, I don't know if I'm missing something, but it just seems really fucking bad. Trying to use that in combat is a fucking nightmare because it's single shot. It does okay damage to some arcs. I don't know. It just seems pretty bad. Like stealth in general, I guess we're talk about silenced weapons. Just stealth in general, again, just seems really bad. I mean, if you're running with a group, you're not all going to be stealthy, and that's be kind of weird if like 3 of you running around and then you're just on the outskirts being stealthy. So it just doesn't make sense. And as a solo player, it's like, I don't know, I just don't really, as I said, there's no good, I haven't found any good like silenced weapons, and there are a few skill points that you make less noise, crouching or even like looting. It's just like, well, the looting one maybe, because you are very vulnerable as a solo player while you're looting, but like stuff like you're quiet when you crouch, and the crouch is like very slow. By the time you fucking get the drop on someone, about 8 more people have showed up. So yeah, and there's no way to stealth kill people in it. I think I would like it a lot more kind of going the stealthy way, is if I could actually creep up behind someone when they're looting and just like shank them. Like, why can't you make like improvised shanks? Maybe it's a one-time use, maybe something like that would be cool, just to go more of a stealthy Rambo thing. I think that would make it more intense. A neat little thing that I used to do in Tarkov and Arena is, as you're about to loot something, you can flick your camera around behind you, right? So you can kind of see. So if someone's about to get the drop on you and you're looting, bam, you can see. But in this game, and it's kind of weird because it's third person, you think you'd be able to, see everything, but you can only really look slightly to your left and your right. And I've killed so many people while they're looting because they can't see me from behind. I've been killed plenty of times that way. It's just kind of weird that you can't kind of flick your mouse around as you're about to loot, so you can look behind you. Bit strange. I kind of would like that to be in the game. A self revive. Now, I'm on the fence about this. I don't know. I feel like that would be too strong. I do feel like a self revive might be a bit too strong. They might have to playtest that and see, because I mean, you can't access your inventory when you're down, which kind of sucks. So I don't know, it'd be nice to just kind of blow yourself up with a grenade to fucking kill some of these rats that are in here. But yeah, that's just a little gripe, I guess. So it doesn't have like a backpack system like in Tarkov or whatever, where you would bring in different backpacks and that determined how much stuff you would bring in. It's basically just an augment that you put on, and you can't drop that in a, at least I don't think you can. But it would be nice to kind of have the option to like drop a backpack. So if you're about to get shat on by AI, I don't know. I do miss the kind of stuff where you can drop stuff, and even like in Tarkov, like the insurance thing was kind of cool. Like if no one picked your stuff up, you would get it back. I kind of like that. Again, small nitpick. I'd like to see it in the game. If it doesn't, whatever. It's all good. The skills, the skill trees and stuff, they do seem a bit basic, and some of the skills just seem fucking dog shit, in my opinion. Just like I said, you make less noise when you crouch, or your stamina regen's a fraction quicker, or you can loot slightly quicker. It's just kind of boring. The skills feel a bit boring, and it does feel like there's a clear kind of like, okay, these skills are fucking bad. These are the clear winners. I don't know if there is a respec. There might be one when you hit level 20, I think. I'm not sure. But there might actually not even be a respec option, which kind of sucks, because if you know, obviously want to experiment with this stuff, yeah, that's a bit annoying. I don't know why. Just let us refund skills on a whim. They're not, you know, they're not, at least they don't seem, you know, particularly strong or like overpowered to me. So just give us the option. Give us the option to just pick and choose what we want whenever we want, so we can try out different builds. That would be nice. I've talked about, yeah, there's no stealth kills, no silent takedowns. Upgrading your guns in this game is so vital, right? So there's actually no reason why. There's no reason to go into a raid with level 1 gun and not upgrade it to at least level 2, because it's super cheap and the effects you get off of it are, you know, incredible. Like faster reload, more durability, which is great. But one thing that really pisses me off is that upgrading a gun doesn't restore durability. Fucking why? That is so annoying, right? I've just spent my resources upgrading a gun to max. I look at it, I forgot to look at the durability, and it's got like 20 durability. It's gonna fucking break any moment. Oh, that is annoying as fuck. So that would be a lovely change, is if you upgrade a gun, it doesn't have to be max durability if they don't want to, but at least a little bit. Come on, bro. That really does piss me off. There's a few terrain issues in it. Climbing over it seems fucking awkward. I've had my guy like just, I'm mid climb, you know, I'm running from a fight, I'm climbing over a rock, and he just kind of drops down or just kind of gives up, or you know, that something that you think you can clearly jump over, you can't. So yeah, small little things like that could be tweaked out. And yeah, we talked about the AI aggro is yeah, it's very aggressive. Very aggressive. They just need to tweak that a little bit. But overall, yeah, I absolutely fucking love this game, and I can't wait to play some more. Yeah, I've had an absolute blast. Yeah, I've already made some friends with Proximity Chat. It's been a bloody blast. So yeah, do I think this is worth playing solo? I do. I really do. You're gonna have some. It's sweaty. Okay, so you know, be prepared. You know, like me. You know, yeah, I spend all night at work. Get home. You know, we hop on a game, and oh, good lord, you are gonna play with some absolute fucking sweat lords. Okay, so you just got to be prepared for that. But you know, the more you play, the better you get. The more you learn. You know, you peek your corners. You take stuff slow. You kind of you know, you be patient. You have to. As I said, I haven't played trios or quads, but it, you know, it does feel like you really have to play this patiently as a solo player. But I do really recommend it. If you don't really like the talking on the mic, you know, talking to stranger danger, there is an emote wheel in the game, and yeah, you can actually communicate. There's been times where I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like talking. I'll just hit like, want to team up, and they're like, okay, and it's just like, you know, you can get by with just that if you really don't want to talk. So yeah, I really do recommend it. This is such a fun game. Yeah, and I'm fucking addicted to it, unfortunately. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know how you're getting on with the games, what kind of weapons you're loving, and yeah, that's it. I might do this every now and then for a game that I just kind of want to get my thoughts out there. And yeah, if you like it, yeah, all that. I'm not gonna say all that shit. Fucking whatever. Peace.